it's Arjan.
Hello.
I'm here with Dustin Oscar.
Hey, how's it going?
It's
How
good.
are you doing?
We've been talking about those land races a while ago. How's that going there?
You know, a lot of the research is showing that it's super medicinal. It's not the best like smoking strain, but in terms of the medicine, there's something very special there. They're finding that it's got a great impact in stopping the MH7 line of breast cancer, so that's super exciting.
Okay. We could come there and organize ourselves, you know?
Well, yeah, I'm impressed. If you can do that, it'll be amazing. I mean, it's really beautiful. There's lots of dolphins. The sea's really alive right now. It'll be quite an amazing time to visit. But you're just going to have to see with COVID, man.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, we're going to speak about it. We're going to come back to you very soon, yeah? We're going to have a meeting. I'm here with Dustin Oscar, so we'll see what we do. Okay, man. We'll see you soon, hopefully. Have a great day.
Why?
Bye.
Cool.
soon, bro.
You too.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. Looks like we have a new mission, no?
You guys want to go on a trip?
Let's try.
We go?
Let's go.
So this amazing trip going down the Umzimvubu River was, very special, very emotional for us, especially for me because it was the first trip without Franco that I'm doing.
This trip was a special trip because Franco lived here, I think, 2 years, like around 2006, I think, when they brought the Exodus cheese and the White Widow and all this.
It's one of the first big projects we did together outside of Europe. And it was quite amazing with solar panels and seeds and creating this whole community there, which is now benefiting from that.
It's amazing to see the legacy that he left in those 2 years, you know, and all those Exodus everywhere. I mean, they have some of the best cheese I saw, you know, it's like, and you're at the end of Africa.
You know, we are doing this for Franco. For me, it's very sad, to be honest, because we've been together a lot of time. For me, it was like a big brother. So, we want to still do it, you know, it's sad, but the show must go on, no? So.
Once we start arriving here and realizing that this variety is growing nearly without roots and the plant is just living on the dew, yes, of course the buds are really small, but this is just to protect itself. It was remarkable to see a plant which has adapted with the people, because the people run away with it from the flatlands more into the mountains, and the plant basically helped those people. And this is something which is quite unique. I've never seen this before, and it's made the people survive here for the last 200 years and grow their ganja and sell it. So yeah, I'm truly blessed to have two new strain hunters in this movie, and it was epic to do this.
are you? Good to see you. In your homeland. We have a dying man in
How are you?
Yeah, good.
With a dead man in the back. Tell us a little bit about your trip in the airplane, Oscar. What happened?
Somebody had the great idea to take this small plane like this, which is doing like this all time in the sky, so I get a little bit sick.
Yes. So he didn't really see where we landed.
See nothing.
To drop off 200-300 meters. But anyway, after that everything went kind of smooth, no?
Very smooth.
Hey,
This
Sai,
is the river.
is this the river that we're going to go up into Ponderland?
Yeah, we're gonna like go along the edges and travel up and
Yeah.
But along this system, some of the biggest growing in this region happens, and it's because of this great valleys that this river makes.
Where was the area beginning 2000 where me and Franco helped the people growing? Which direction?
That's up north there, right in the north of Ponderland. This is actually the beginning of Ponderland.
Yeah.
Really, Ponderland starts about 100 k's before us, but in history, this river was the great land of the Amaponda, the King Pakuku. And it's amazing.
Fucking awesome!
Up here, straight up here. Up there. In you go, up. Keep going.
Andy, you're here. Brother.
Hey, Puti, how are you?
Good.
Long time no see, man. Hey.
Oh, good, man.
Hey, my brother from the family at Mpande. Welcome to Mpande.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Or if we had the land race, back to them. It's beautiful, eh? Super healthy.
This looks super good, eh?
I wonder what's the purple? Sunset sherbet.
Sunset Sherbet, White Widow, and Exodus. Amazing, huh? Hundreds of Ks through the Kai.
What you're responsible is this Exodus.
Yeah.
This is what they
And the
all-
Widow.
And the widow, yes. We did bring the
Yeah,
widow
of
in
course.
2007. Yeah, what's
Yeah?
your favorite plant? Exodus.
Yeah.
That's the best, eh? For some reason, it has become the go-to plant of every grower in Africa.
no disease.
Yeah, no disease. There you have, no disease.
Can we smell one bud? Be careful here, your head, yeah?
It's super young, it's already so pungent, you know?
But look how strong the plant looks.
Yeah. No, the structure is amazing.
Look under here. Clones. For hundreds and Ks. But look how healthy they are, these plants. Look how beautiful they are.
And they pull off the leaves often?
You pull each day?
Those one dead there.
He does it every day? It's very important,
You
eh?
can see, yeah.
Yeah.
There's almost no yellow.
How long is he farmer?
Oh, 2002, but limited case.
2002 you started.
TK.
So that's 19-year grower already also.
And when did you change from the TK to the cheese? What year?
Oh, 2017.
Okay,
4
you-
years.
You grew landrace
not
until
so long ago.
2017, and then
So you speak English?
No.
A little bit.
I think it's the first time I see in the country so many illegal growers using cuttings in that scale, you know? Because most of the time you just throw seeds and get with it, you know? But those guys are organized and they had an amazing hash. I mean, probably some of the best Exodus cheese hash I smoked for a while.
Unexpected, eh? Yes, all these dreads and all these beautiful souls.
Nice to meet you, Arjan.
Yes, I know. Are you looking strong?
Yeah,
Yes.
I feel good.
Yes, there we go. Feeling is revealing. Good.
Smoking is healing.
There we go. Oh, wonderful, man.
Oh, but where are you staying?
Yeah, I've been working with Papa and Mama.
This is your field
I can
here.
see your.
Yeah, they're Tatas and I'm just helping him, yes, with some.
Looks really nice, all these colors coming out.
Ah,
huh?
yeah.
Yeah, the way they're growing now, the government would maybe implement new rules in 3-4 years. It's going to affect all these poor farmers.
Yes. Now I feel that there might be a bit of changes, yet just the awareness and the people being able to even just try different things, the tourism, people interested.
More awareness.
More awareness, and I've seen the opportunities since I've been here has increased. It's incredible.
When I came
Out
here
of nothing.
15 years ago, there was nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. I see poles, I see electricity, I see cars.
Cars, the building.
Yeah.
It's incredible within a short space of time.
15 years.
You starting with your first talks, then the seeds slowly coming. Those seeds, you guys slowly started hitting key neighbors. Next thing the neighbors got a bit of cheese or this. Okay, we're getting cuttings. Then the next thing you know, the guys are learning how to make cuttings.
Yeah.
And there's little funny little tricks coming out. Like chap says now, you must get cat litter. You know the cat litter, the cats pee in.
Silica.
Yeah, silica, the unflavored one, and you put it in your box. And then
the
it pulls the water out the herb.
So the biggest problem is humidity here. It's 70%, and so people have learned to grow. They haven't learned to dry.
In Swaziland, other countries, they put it on these hot rocks because they stay also in the night hot because they absorb the sun. So if you go to the beach and you have those big rocks, you lay it on those rocks for like 2-3 days and it's totally dry. That will be better than doing what you do now. You have to throw it away after.
Yeah, I mean the best part about it was bumping into Brother G. It was lovely because he had some lovely hash. So finally we got some hash for Dust, which is really, really important. He'd been messaging me for weeks. I'm like, yeah, dude. So I hadn't even sorted that out. So it was really cool to be able to get him some good hash.
The plants were beautiful, they take really good care of them, but yeah, it's not what we were looking for. Like, yeah, it's my favorite plant, so I can't blame them for growing Exodus cheese. Well, it has some sweetness, you know, a bit like the Critical for sure, but it doesn't have the cheese.
Or you smoke?
No.
No? You don't know which one you like the most. Which one you like the most? to grow?
I just like to smell.
If you only like to smell, which one is your favorite smell?
It's the X8.
The X8, the Exodus.
Yeah, Exodus.
And Mama, how long has your family been growing ganja?
TK, I think we started from 2003.
And then when did you start growing these plants? When did the TK end?
2017, 2016, I'm not sure.
5 years.
Yeah.
And did it change your life here with the family and everything?
Yeah, a lot of change. Big
Yeah?
things happened after we started it.
So you have do you have like a lot of ganja still stored up?
Yeah, a lot. We got a lot.
Like kilos and kilos?
Maybe 5 kilos that have been
What, that's
sitting now from
sitting.
summer and winter that we've been having.
Okay, so you actually haven't even sold last
And
year's.
this one now still in the garden.
Coming also soon.
Yeah.
But you will sell in the winter maybe the 5 kilo, no?
Yeah, I think this legalization, because everyone now is planting, that I think maybe that must be the cause.
So a little bit overproduction from all the families.
Yeah, everyone now is not scared. People used to be scared. Now everyone,
people
you
in the
find
city.
you find ganja everywhere now, even in the cities.
Even your customers are growing.
Yes, that's why now it's scarce customers.
But wow, it's so
But this
well
is
done. This is so
Outdoor
beautiful.
organic, this is fantastic, beautiful.
I knew there was influence. I'd heard that the places, in certain places, they're growing lots of cheese. But it was quite something just to see the scale, man. Scale, how many small fields, and then not to find any landrace anywhere was like sad.
Everybody there is growing really good weed, like Exodus cheese, Sunset Sherbet, but it's not the landrace.
But at the same time, just really amazing that Ariane really got to see how good South African growers are. You know, like that was touching. Everyone was blown away. I mean, Dust is like one of the best noses in the business. He was blown away. So I felt good.
It's getting fresh, eh?
Wow. Look at this.
We've been having a big problem with this.
So hey, how long ago we saw each other? That's like 2007, 8, 9, eh?
2007, that's
15 years.
15 years ago.
With Franco.
Yes.
And then Franco was 2 years here, eh?
Franco was in it. When he come, that was Franco. He just with the ganja, he just lived the ganja the bit here. Yo, legend. He taught me so much about it.
Yeah. Hey, so this is now the evolution in Transkei. Now you see people making clones, there's lights, there's a whole industry, yeah?
Everyone does cuttings, and unfortunately we've lost the local land race. That's the negative part of it.
Okay.
But the good side is that we've evolved into proper business. People make a proper living out of it.
Yeah.
And they survive out of it.
Yeah.
Without relying on government handouts.
No.
Yeah, it was just damn beautiful, man, to just see all of that cheese and the colours and the smells, and it's a great representation, I think, for South Africa with the king, you know, for the first time around. then everyone started growing.
But
on
the
those
helicopters came and spray also here?
Hope
you got my nice ass.
And they would move slowly.
How many were there at the same time?
There's
Two?
three helicopters that spray and one which is called top cover with machine guns. And that one is there to shoot anyone that like throws stones or shoots at them. And then the 3 spray. But they would make a base here. They would come in the morning, they would bring their trucks with their fuel and their poison, and they'd park on that hill. And then the helicopter just lands, refills, and moves slowly. And every little field.
So how many years did they do that?
18 years, man.
18 years in a row?
Yeah, 18 years in a row.
In the past, until 2015, there was a scandal going on in a few countries in the world, including South Africa, where helicopters were spraying poison on the plants, which let the farmers move even more up into the mountains, more steep, because when they were on a steep hill, the helicopters could not reach. We had all this information, even when I was here years ago, we saw the helicopters flying, or they were spraying over people, and you wonder how technically that is possible. You know, they do nothing about alcohol and tobacco, and here they're just poisoning out some stuff which people will smoke anyway. And so that was a terrible situation.
Okay. But they're doing it in violation of law. They never had the environmental permission to come and spray these.
And this is all land raised on the side of the road. There's nothing else growing. So this is basically what everybody's depending on here in this area then.
There's no other food that's grown here because all the food is
dry.
grown on top there. And
too
as we
dry.
move into this valley, it gets very dry.
Molo.
Ebo.
Molo. Hola, mama.
Molo ba.
Last year it didn't rain. Then yaga inaphelile and I am mvula.
Due to emotional late and stuff, it's maybe as she was saying, the
low-hanging clouds.
Low-hanging
dew. Does she smoke?
Yeah, chai.
Hayi, lethu itsangu yodwa cha. Kodwa ngamaxesha athile.
Smoke ganja only on certain times.
And does she use it for any medicinal benefits?
Ewe ndiyalisebenzisa kodwa laze endaweni eyi-1 kanje. Lento le. La.
Yeah, he only knows one side the leaves.
Kodwa ezinye indawo andizazi.
And what she do with it? For what?
Wenzani ngamaqabi?
Amagqabi. Abona mangaba khona umuntu ekhohlela yebo.
Taking it and crush it.
Okay. To make a juice.
To make a juice for anyone who's got a very terrible sore.
That's what they do in California.
Yeah, well.
That's amazing.
So it's for COVID.
How many years you been growing?
Mingaphi iminyaka le mama?
46 years.
46 years.
Wow.
46
All your life from child.
That's longer than me.
Kalongaka.
You learn from your fathers.
She learned it from the parents.
Ba ekhayeni ni 6. Nonke nabantwana nezutshiya ekhaya. Phatha amakhuba nonke nabazali benu yabo. Phatha amakhuba kuyosetyenza kwanja kanje.
At home, if you are like a family, like the children are learning from their father and mother, they are forced to. That's how she started. From
46 years.
Wow.
You hardly ever meet people that grow longer than us.
You have kids also yourself?
Nabantwana?
Hey, by 5.
5 kids.
And they work in the field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're at school now, you would have seen them.
Yeah, working if they
So
went to school.
normally you working alone here or somebody help you?
Sebenza wedwa apha nobukho umuntu ongincedisayo.
Nakuthatha lo cha.
Papa, there is Papa.
Ndithi ifoni yami pha kuyo.
Okay. Yeah, here's the guy.
How are you guys?
What's your name?
My name is Bonke. How are you guys?
Welcome, welcome.
How are you, brothers? How are you? How are you guys?
Good.
Good,
thanks, bro.
Thank you.
How are you?
So you're from here, you live in the village?
Yeah, I'm from here. I was born here.
Can we go up there with you?
Yeah, you can show us this one.
Let's go. Let's have a look.
And we find this field. The field was very interesting because we saw was like a hard field, pretty short, but in the back was much better. Was like more than 1 meter.
Yeah, in the front it was frozen.
Yes,
You
the
remember?
front was frozen. Even the fish lines was dead.
Yeah,
And
I remember that. Yeah.
We realized, man, like the one amazing thing is the terpenes, and anyone who goes into these fields is just going to have the same experience, man. From meters and meters away, you're getting this pure sativa smell. It was also when Ariane and Dust and everyone got really excited. Up until this point, you know, everything I'd been able to show them with pictures and things was one thing, but when we finally now got close, they really got it. They could smell what we had was something really special and ancient.
Yeah, check out this one, guys. It's super nice. It's beautiful resin. Look, it smells amazing.
Yeah.
And you see the buds? It's better structured than the others, you see? Yeah, all those pure sativa smells, you know, like this freshness.
What you smelling it? The plant is different. Because for my side, I know it's just the same. I can't smell it.
We're smelling a thing called terpenes. And in cannabis, there's actually different terpenes. You don't know that because the only plant that you have is this one. But when you go overseas and when you try these other strains, you'll see that every plant smells different. Some smell like carrot, like this one. Some smell like mango. Some smell like spice. And the plant's different all over the world. So here it's a beautiful smell. We're so excited because this is a unique flavor. There's something special here, man.
Dust, you think that terps are maybe also a little higher because the buds are so slim?
Yeah, maybe like Tony was saying, you know, the ratio of the green material, you know, the plant material with the oils that are contained in the trichome.
Yeah, that's
could be
why.
one of the reasons.
Could be one of the reasons, huh?
Makes sense.
And also that they live on this dew in the morning.
Well, the strongest surviving here. So for everybody that survived is a strong plant, you know, because they're just throwing the seeds. So all the weak ones die. So
I think about it. This is the only plant, kind of our plant, you know, tomatoes, whatever, that survives in this climate.
we should take a sample of this night plant, you know, to send to the lab when we come back.
Let's
There's some really nice flowers there.
Well, we're going to take this part here, maybe like.
Yeah, we take a few of the nice flowers, the fresh ones, and then we give it to the lab when we go back.
Can't wait to see the terpene profile.
Yeah, and then we're gonna mark the position in the GPS.
You think this is enough?
Of course.
Mark.
To use like a
Position, field number 1.
Let's see what this is on terps. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
You could read up something with that, eh?
Even the males smell very good, huh?
But those ones smell even more carrot, that side, the purple. The purple one smells like real carrot.
Come on, guys, here, look that interesting male. Wow, so crazy.
That's the flat stem again.
Oh yeah, with a male.
The male with massive flowers.
Wow, look at this crazy
It's
plant.
massive.
Key. It's strange on
If
the
you
nail.
compare with the other, look here, and look this one, how many flowers we have in the top.
Yeah.
Same,
Here, look, I found another really nice plant, so we can put also for the second sample. Wait for the moment. It smells amazing, man. It smells so strong.
Try
to mix it.
So nice.
Try not to touch the bud, guys. So you can hold it here, and then you pull really quick. Look, only like this. Tuck, 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 like a scissor. Look, poop, 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 poop. I did 1,000,000 kilos in my life. Look, that's it. And then when it's dry, we put it in a bag and then go to the lab.
Well, good day, Bunker, no? Let's go to the next field.
Yeah, shot, bro.
We're going to see each other tomorrow morning then, when you come.
Yeah, when you arrive to the villages, you can see me around.
Okay, so
Always
you're going to come with us?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes,
You're going to
I'm
show us
gonna
around the river and then we're going to see how we're going to do that.
Yeah, I can take you around the Pondo Lake, man. I know
cool.
this place. This is my place here.
Nice.
This is my place.
Oh, wow. Look at this. Oh my gosh.
So guys, come check out here what we have. You see all those fields down there?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is we don't really have a road to go down. There's nowhere on the map to go down.
So how high is that, eh?
Yeah, it's very far and no road to access it, guys. Eh?
No.
So how are we going to see the fields down there?
Man, to walk down there?
Yeah,
Crazy.
No, walking is impossible.
You can do one.
And how many kilometers is it, that whole valley? 100? 120? From the beginning of the river? Maybe we can raft it.
No fucking way, man.
No? Why not?
Like
Look, all the rapids are not so big.
I don't like the idea.
And if it's really, really crazy, we can pull the boats out and go a little bit around. Dude.
That looks pretty fun actually. Yeah?
Look at this.
What about? Huh?
Let's see.
We're the first people who raft this river.
You're fucking crazy, man.
Why not?
Speaking to the local farmers here is like speaking to all those local farmers around those world in those rural areas. Eh? But yeah, it's remarkable to see how they're evolving slowly by cleaning the floor, splitting the plant when it's really young, which is great for the landrace because the landrace is living off the dew in the morning. And there's a lot of danger coming from big companies, from governments now to regulate more and more this cannabis growth. Like we protect animals, we protect certain species of plants, we should also protect basically the livelihood of all those people that grow those land races and live in these very, very poor remote areas in the world.
Look, the sun is coming on all those fields down there. Look, it's full of fields. And then when we arrive on the river, we'll see fields on both sides of the river. It's fucking amazing. And this morning light is shining on that TK land race going there. Amazing. Bunker!
Look at this one. That smells really good actually, yeah.
It has the same deep lemon smell, eh?
The Calmagnon
It's
is
less
all-
carrots than the other plants we've seen until now, you know, it's much more spinier. Yeah, it's a bit more sativa also here. You see the leaves are thinner. Wow, is that the male? Wow, look at this male, Arjan. Crazy!
So some plants, they
Yeah.
real cold, some plants turn purple. Because it fires up something in the plant. So now you had like once in a 10 year, you had this really deep frost and snow.
Yes.
Could like infuse this plant.
The lower part is green. Probably where
Okay.
most heat, you know, is kept during the night because there was more plants around so that it was not so cold. And everything that was sticking out because all the other plants were smaller, you know, and then it catches the cold because you see a change.
Yeah, I see it.
Look, it's half, you see?
I see it.
So
it's probably the temperature.
Probably the temperature, the frost that really kicks in.
Yeah.
Look, Oscar, come smell this one. This is the one we're looking for. You smell?
It's pretty frosty, this plant. Eh?
The leaves don't look like the local land race, eh?
No, you see they also curl up for the cold?
It's a strange expression.
Not from today's sun.
With me? Nice, eh? Terpent, this lime goes right through your nose.
You don't expect so good peppers, you know, when you do stuff like that.
Yeah, let's get some GPS data for the seeds.
You can see the roots are quite tiny. So what happens is that as in the morning here, all the moisture gets sucked up by the leaves because there's hardly anything here. Normally with our plants, you'll see big, thick roots with big plants, but you see it's all very tiny here. So it's like a surviving structure. You see that? And this is normally very deep. It can go 1 meter, 2 meters down with big plants, you know? But look how short it is.
Very nice.
Sai, they have some hash here.
This is like going to be the first charas in Pondozoc here.
Bonkers, can you ask him how long they are making this in this area?
Yeah, he said maybe he started after just 4 years now.
4 years.
4 years he
So
started.
can you ask him who taught him to make this? Simon.
Yeah, he said it.
Thank you, Simon. Is everybody doing this now in the area? Is it like spreading quickly to make hash?
Yes, it's not everyone is.
No, they have to
making
learn
hash,
still.
Yeah. Some they're still learning.
And is he selling this already?
No one is smoking a hash around the.
No one yet. So Sai is basically smoking everything.
Yes.
So he do charas for sale.
Okay.
We got it.
So he got his own private charas field here. How long does it take for him to make one of these?
Hey, it's just 1 day.
1 day.
Yes.
One ball.
One day for one ball.
She say you must pay.
She says that?
You must pay.
We pay her.
Yes.
How's your job?
Thanks for coming. Yeah, it was easy.
Hi, my man. How are you?
How are you?
Lekker, and yourself?
Good.
The water's cold, obviously.
How much degrees?
I have no idea, but it's very
Mountain water, no?
Very cool.
Is there an issue with the river? Is there like a lot of rapids, a lot of rocks, or how is it?
The water's quite low, so there's lots of rocks at the moment. Maybe just push the boats over the rocks. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Everything else is all good.
And has this river ever been run? Do you know if anyone has ever kayaked this section?
Not very often though, because it's very remote, so people don't really come out as much as people think. The most important, because you think one of those two will think of doing pre-roll, then they're on the river, they say, "Where's the joint?" Huh?
Our bitch should take care of it, no? If you brag about making the best joints in the world, then you should also do it, no?
You took some weight, I told you to stop eating.
You first start here, right? You put silicone in your ass now, just?
It's too deep, we're gonna drown.
Paddling with Oscar was quite interesting. I mean, the first thing is he'd never picked up a paddle. I didn't know this until he started like doing this.
What is it like rowing with Simon?
What is my beer? Look, probably it's more my fault, you know, because I never did this, and Simon lived here and he knows how to do properly. But the first day was terrible, to be honest.
Oh, amazing.
Can I keep it in mind?
No, because you're gonna drop and we don't have more lighters here.
Ganja!
Okay, Papa.
We got some fields here.
Oh, nice smell also, super fruity.
Yeah.
It's like there's some lemon, you know, with the carrot.
Some candy lemon in here. You happy? You happy?
Yeah, I'm very happy, but you go straight with a fucking boat.
Dude, I'm trying, man.
Yeah, man, we made like 2 million spins.
Look the structure here. Look, like the sativa plant. Boom, 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 all the way up.
I was spinning like in the fucking circus, you know, and some point I say, what the fuck is going on, serious?
It's like normally this collar will close, but apparently not here because pollen is coming now, so it's not gonna develop more bud.
You're gonna drive. You're gonna be.
No, I'm gonna drive. No, now I'm gonna drive. And you're gonna be the engine. Yeah.
Dust, look down there.
Yeah.
Most of it brown, close to the river, also less than 1 meter.
We stop now, okay?
Yeah.
And then you see.
Maybe in the next one.
No,
which, I want to check one time.
Everything above 150 is survived easily.
Yeah, for sure it's colder when it's down there, you know?
If you make another fucking spin, if you make another spin, we change the fucking shit, I tell you.
I'm gonna have a look at how they look. Completely different smell, it's almost skunky. It's a shame, they cut already.
This one's nice, yeah. But you take the seeds also out of the good females. So you collect the seeds, let's say from 100 really good plants, you have like a lot of seeds. And those next year you put.
You put again.
Then you have again a better quality than the year before. That's how you work as a farmer. Yeah?
Hey, that's what it is. It's the first lesson I'm learning.
You understand? You know, it's like when you're cooking. When you cook, you cannot walk away. People who cook and walk away are not good chefs. You have to stay.
You're gonna plant. You're gonna lose your pot.
You're gonna lose your pot. It's same with the field. Yeah?
So in this part of the valley, it seems like there's a vanilla coming on the most, like the plants that have the biggest color, and that goes the more mature, they seem to get much sweeter. So it's interesting. Let's see what the valley has for it.
Bonke, is there a village down there?
Right here.
Because it's 3 o'clock. You think we can sleep there?
Yeah, the village is up there.
You know the people?
Yes, I know.
Yeah?
I know everyone around there.
Okay. Give me one for I smoked the whole
I always give you one pump and come back me.
I didn't smoke the whole afternoon.
I was a little bit busy spinning, sorry, before too.
That's why I did pre-roll.
Yeah.
Well, it was good. It was good first day, no?
Yeah.
Very nice.
First day was really remarkable because we had no clue what we were waiting for. Simon scouted the area a little bit. The first night was going to be a place way up a cliff of a mountain with some local houses. And when we arrived there, it was really overwhelming because the people were so friendly. They were going to make dinner for us. They made fires inside and outside. They left their houses for us.
The poor people, you know, in the poorest place, they don't have nothing and they share with you everything. And normal when we come from, people have everything and don't share nothing. They live in the fear. It's mind-blowing. It's gonna change your mind. You wanna come back at your home better person, I think.
Man, the genetic here was, it was really interesting to see how it evolved as we go down the system of the river. Because in the beginning you could really see some kind of crossbreeding, because not with the cheese, you know, but people brought some seeds, some people bought, you know, and you have a kind of new genetics, and you could see a little bit of inbreeding. And the more you'd go down and the thinner the leaves were going, you know, and I think the plants were really beautiful and vigorous.
Cool man. Yeah. Nice job. Yeah, man. Let's go. Let's go, man.
Look here, the landrace.
So we should take some dry sample also for the
let's
for the
take some dry
analysis.
sample.
Just a little.
Sample 2. Chaka.
Next.
Yeah. She said very thank you. When they see the white guys around here, she feels very happy. Even the neighbors, they feel very happy. She said thank you very much.
Thanks to you. We are happy to be here today.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Bye, Mama. Thank you for the wings.
Thank you. to go inside there.
What's in there?
No, I can't say there's something exactly in there, but I have a story. I know one story was happening there, so everyone in the village is very scared about that. Because there's one uncle who was plowing the Ganza, the cows was just dumping here. As he was dumping here, he was just rotating as you see the river, but that cow, he was not flashing with the river. So that's why the community was confused about why that cow is not going. Even the river is getting food. That's why everyone is not coming here. I don't know, you can manage them.
So there's a monster in there.
I'm suspecting something.
So how many years? So nobody ever swim here?
No.
So they're scared?
No. They're scared. No one was swimming here.
Okay, so we can go in?
Yeah,
we chase away the monster.
You can go in if you think you're not scared.
We go now?
Yeah, you can go in.
Be careful with the thorns on the ground, guys, here with walking.
Careful on the ground there.
I told you.
I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, it's out.
Shots. Thank you.
I said and 1 second later it happened, huh?
Because it's, yeah.
And here also you have the purple caddis, you see?
Wow, so even the sativa.
3 big ones there, you see? There's a whole group of seeds that came in the ground here together, look.
Yeah, the structure is really nice also. It's like the other field. Remember that steady one with the really compact branches? Yeah, it's missing like 1 week on some of the seeds.
Yeah.
See? It's not totally brown.
Tiny, yeah?
But it's almost ready.
Every 500 meters one field, huh? Yeah. It's amazing. Okay, we have to go directly to the right, you see? Where we go, right, no?
The first 2 days were really super rough. I think we're all pretty battered and blue. I've got a blue toe, damaged left leg, damaged hand. I've lost my voice. I think all of us are just so deeply exhausted. The plants, however, on the top section were absolutely amazing. I mean, I think we found some of the best representations of the Ponderland genetics. At some points there was a bit of, you could see that something had come in there. But as we moved further down, you could just see that the landrace became really uniform and definitely an ancient plant.
You know how many families in Ponderland live of cannabis?
I can't mention the family. I can tell you maybe the township.
The township, yeah.
It's 8 townships in Ponderland.
8 townships. And how many people live in these 8 townships?
Yo, maybe it's around 60,000 growers. My mother and my father was growing cannabis, was not working. and then was depending on this.
Yeah.
This is only thing is bringing the food.
So
in
basically, because of cannabis, you speak English.
Yes. That's why my mom was sending me to the school.
Yeah.
Who was getting the money from the cannabis.
Yeah.
Who was making a breakfast for me from the money is coming from cannabis.
Yeah.
When I was asking my father about when they was starting to grow the cannabis, he was saying no, he was born. His father, he was already planting.
Yeah.
It means my forefather, he was teaching my grandfather to plant the cannabis in Pondole. The first time the helicopter was spraying every field because everyone was planting to the down value. And then everyone who started to realize, but no, that one, the one who was planting there, the helicopter, he was leaving there. Everyone was going to the mountain.
Yeah, because of the angle, no?
Because of the angle. The helicopter is not catching easy.
Yeah, they can't spray properly if the field is like this on a mountain.
Yeah, that's why the people there was going to the mountain.
Yeah. Let's go have a look down there, guys. In every field we see this one,
Yeah,
eh?
it's crazy, yeah, this crazy plant.
The green spoon one. You know what I slowly start thinking? That this is so slim sativa that maybe this keeps the gene pool down from getting big buds so they can survive in the most difficult climates, you know?
Yeah, maybe it's like the ultimate expression of survival.
Maybe it's like the queen mother of survival here, you know? And just downgrades every time the size of the bud.
Yeah, and if you check, every calyx has a seed. It's like made for seed production, this plant. It's a female, but that has no flower almost. Sticky shit.
Very nice. Let's go find the next one, guys.
The structure on this one is really amazing. Yeah, I think it's one of the best yielder we've seen so far.
Much more real intense, you know? Not like from the candies, you know, but like really intense, natural.
Yeah, without the
strange carrot. Man, this smell, guys, is so intense. Oh.
Ian, come to see this one.
It's funny, also when you come down, it looks like the plants are even bigger here, closer to the water.
To the water.
Maybe more dew.
Well, here is all sandy, so the water must be infiltrating into the sand, you know? So there's probably water here if you dig at the bottom.
Oh, it's really loose, eh? Look, it falls apart like on the beach. Look at this. Here it's a little wetter, you see that?
No, if you dig, you're gonna have water for sure.
Look, here it's kind of moisty here, but it's like really little. Eh? But you see also that they're all kind of split when they're young, hey?
They're cutting the head.
They know it's split?
They know.
Ah.
They make it in purpose.
Okay.
So that they can
Yeah, so, yeah.
Zimvubu. Kunjani ma? Ayaphilile but siyabanga ebusuku. Uyalala ntatini. Yeah.
You don't think it's the climate and the altitude that's changing?
No, it's the same. This is not. This cannot be the altitude
It's
here.
completely different. It looks like the haze a lot. Man.
This is like a really haze leaf, mate. Okay, what's his name?
Igama lakho brother ungabonga ba?
Tembele. Can you ask him if he knows that he has different plants here? Look.
Kungaba ukuthi uyawazi ba kukhona umehluko phakathi kwale plant kwesihlahla nesi.
As you can see here, look. These leaves are much bigger than these leaves. You see the difference?
He was going outside to buy the seed.
Okay.
He was sending someone who was coming from Durban. He's the one who was helping him. Now I was asking the question why? Because he said before, it is the first time he was buying the seed outside because of the sun, and then maybe it's going to plow, and then after the plow there's nothing is coming up because the sun is hot. It's just drying everything.
Maybe he lost the crop and it didn't, maybe with frost or with some too hot, and then the pollen doesn't go and then he has to buy.
Good. Happy?
No. Come on. Okay. Guys.
Boom! Shaka! Like that say, even in Europe, still now.
He likes it 50-50, so he's got to make it this thin. So
Man,
it burns.
physically, you cannot roll slimmer like this. No, I never see slimmer than this one. And look how slim.
It's like art, eh?
Working, you know, when you try to go straight on there.
We're gonna eat the ossobuco, guys. It's the shin of the cow from here. And then we're gonna add some sauce and we're gonna put some potatoes and some carrots in, guys.
Nice.
Wow.
I can't wait.
Amazing, no?
Better than in the restaurant.
Much better.
How you like the rafting, guys? Was good?
Rafting was incredible.
What are you gonna do when you go back? The first thing. Which restaurant you gonna eat?
1 week in the shower.
1 week in the toilet?
I'm gonna do 1 week in the toilet and 200 joints, and then I'm gonna figure out.
Aren't we the most lucky people? Yeah. Can you imagine no phones?
Last year there was not a drop of water in the system and the plants grew. This year there has been some rain, but still, I mean, it's dry. It hasn't rained in months practically. And yet we're seeing these healthy plants without irrigation, without feeding. It's just the perfect place for this landrace.
That's Hunt.
Here we really find something really interesting.
How you do the stills with the macro? How you do that?
Look, wanna just do now one fast so we can see a little bit of crystals.
Oh wow, yeah. Crazy.
You can see it's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, with the naked eyes it's very difficult to see, but when you can see here the formation is really good.
Yeah. This is one of the nicest plants we've
Almost
seen, guys.
without nonsense.
And look, and they're getting brown already. This is the maximum size of the buds in Transkei. It's like a little finger. You see? Look.
It's some of the only buds we've seen that is actually maturing. You know?
Yeah.
So probably here the conditions are better than in the rest of the valley. They have better temperature, no, maybe a little bit less cold.
Also, frost had zero impact here.
I was not expecting we were more deeper, the plants gets better, you know. It's just strange because at the beginning was some kind of problems, but the plants, some plants here are really,
I think
really
here,
good.
I think it's here more remote and people are more depending on this plant and working harder to get this back
That
to
makes
town.
sense. They
You
take
know,
much more
but this
care.
is only half. They cannot grow nothing else here. That's zero. Yeah.
Not more options.
Getting into these fields also, for the first time, we smell this amazing terpenes, and we also got to move along the valley and to collect seeds as we go, you know, at different altitudes. Part of what that's about is to study the plant, but I think, you know, for all of us, it's really important that what we want to do is ensure that the ownership of these strains stays with the local people, and the ideal situation would be if we can help people register the strain in the name of the Amaponda.
Come, Oscar. Let's have a look here. There's some nice plant.
Okay. So, you ever seen that? Smell it.
Yeah, these 2 years.
Look at the structure. What is your expertise, I just?
It's freak.
Freak? What they say?
Freak on the leash.
Oscar, look that big one there.
Wow,
Let's
that's
go
another champion.
There's another champion. Let's have a look there.
Wow. How tall you are?
This one, I'm 187. That's here. There's another
Wow.
50. So this is 230.
Okay.
Look, by far the biggest plant we've seen.
You look inside here. It's
And smell it. This is the ultimate plant we have found here, eh? In size
I
and in
wish
nuggets.
to smoke
Look,
this properly.
look here.
dried, eh?
This
I
is
tell you.
nearly getting yield. Look. Purple one under.
Under
This
the,
is-
this,
wow, look, this one is more purple.
This is the more purple we saw until now. Wow.
Oh, smell this,
It's
eh?
completely frosty, the calyx. Look the calyx.
So look this soil, guys.
Yeah, we are in the sun.
In the sand.
The
eh?
sand.
Look here.
If you are in
Look
the
how dry.
beach,
But then you can see when you take plants out of nature and you start growing them in glass houses and indoor, they get weaker and weaker, the system.
Happen the same with the humans, no? You put in a house and you give them some food and they get weaker, no?
Well, look, this is where Ebola and Corona came from now. Put all the animals in small cages. Now nobody does nothing about the sugar. So people are getting bigger and bigger and more problems. Exactly.
We fucked up.
Yo guys, I think I found an indoor plant. Look at the resin and the smell.
Oh, smell this one. This one smells better than the other one. See that?
At least in production, the best one we saw.
Yeah, check the trichome.
From the day one.
This is a nice plant.
It's not one problem, man.
You should also here you see the difference in farmers. One farmer does a much better job. Look how clean the floor is here.
Unexpected.
This is really
Unexpected. Yeah.
We can call this genetic unexpected.
Well, let's grab a sample of this one as well. Yeah. When you go in really remote areas, a lot of time it's a hassle to get the water, to get the nutrients, to get everything where they are, because it's all super illegal. And the advantage they have here, well, for them it's even a problem. They have too much water, because we talked with one of the farmer and his only problem was getting flooded by the river when it's getting high,
For all the expeditions, this one was the more strange because, like that said, here the problem is the opposite. Sometimes it's too much water, and for the conditions, for me, it's the greener plants we saw and healthy, because even in the night the humidity is 100%. It's like raining all time here in the night, and the plants don't get even powder mildew, and they don't get a lot of problems, So I never see plants stronger than these ones. So for me, was really impressive.
Can you ask him why this field is much better than other fields we see?
Kufuneka kube clean xa ulima iphena izibhesi ingadibani. Isihlahla sibe phaya esinye sibe la iphena nje izibhesi ungene umoya.
Okay, he said you must be clean under the tree.
Yeah.
And then you must open the space.
Yes.
So that it can just grow big.
So he pulled a lot of small plants to give space to big ones?
Yes, he put a lot of small plants around the plant so that the plant can go.
And how long is he a grower?
97.
97?
Yeah, he was started around
so 24 years. And from who he learned?
And ndifundiswe ngumother wam.
From mother?
Yes.
Okay.
How did they figure out that they had to space out the plant and leave a little bit of
If
mud?
you figure out alone or
Yeah.
somebody said do like this.
Yeah, it's his parents. He was teaching them to open
doing
the
it.
space.
And he have children.
Ungabona abantwana?
He gonna teach his children to do this as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that is nice.
Why don't you grow food? We haven't seen food along the river.
He didn't recognize but the veggies he can grow around this soil.
The soil is too much problematic.
I have another question.
Yeah.
What do they feel about other people? I've heard that the government's giving licenses to people and that some people are getting, rich people are getting licenses. How does it make them feel?
Ndicinga ubana kungona ngona athi sawutsho sifumane umsebenzi.
Yeah, he said he think maybe if there's those big guys they getting a license, maybe he can get a job from them.
This guy, he has a question for you.
Yeah, ungabuza.
Bengicela ukubuza uba thina sibamnyama ngeke sikwazi ukufuna incwadi.
Can black people get a license is his question. It's not about who you are, it's about money. You need 5 million rand to afford all the things for a license right now, and that's what everyone is very upset about. I know Oscar and Ariane and everyone say it's crazy, that you can only get a license for 5 million. There's no ways that any company should be able to commercialize this, for profit. Such a beautiful asset for the Amaponda people. It's their cultural heritage, it's their resource, and I think that for all of us it's just this amazing realization that what we're doing here is not about like collecting or grabbing for the sake of profit. What this is really about is celebrating the medicinal benefit, and I think Ariane is quite serious about trying to ensure that we can also find some sort of legal way that people can really own the strain.
So you see this everywhere in these really rural places around the world, and especially here also in South Africa where the new licenses are coming, we're very scared that these people are going to be pushed back, because legalization comes and then big factories are coming. We always wanted to legalize cannabis, but one of the disadvantages of legalizing cannabis is that a very poor part of the world is going to suffer for a while unless we find a way for them to be part of this evolution. But you see what governments do, they only grant license to a few big companies in some countries. The only thing we can do is address their issue, which we did in Colombia, which we did in St. Vincent, which we did in Morocco. All those countries, after we came there, legalized or regulated medical marijuana. So the most important thing is that we bring their story alive and show the world what is happening, you know? And then governments and NGOs can pick it up and see what are we going to do to help here and solve this problem.
Oscar, come on! Other side! Okay. Right, this way. Yes. Lift! Lift! Okay?
It's true. We had some fights in the middle. We've been much better, and I had a lot of fun. And for me, it's a very special person, you know. But of course, in this fucking Palink, we fight a little bit.
Imagine, hey, in the middle of Africa on a beach.
Private beach. Morning.
Crackers?
We had the team A of the rafting. Well, we flipped, but it was okay. It was for fun. We did for the camera.
Yeah,
you know?
they did for the camera.
Nah, Bonke was a great engine. We had a really fun time, and yeah, I hope we will keep seeing him. You know, because he's a good grower. Also, you have a few fields, and Andy also had some amazing flowers and amazing hash. And
they really surprised us with the quality of the wheat and the hash and these things. That I was not expecting this so good quality smoke, so good here.
What about this rapid?
This last one was funny, yeah?
Although two rivers came together and made this big thing, no? Yeah. But look from here, guys, how amazing.
It's lovely, it's lovely. You know what, guys? I never have the guts of really cruising in the river like like you now.
Man, we did.
Like, yeah, because of you guys.
No, because all of us together, man, we did.
Teamwork.
Okay, you think the people are going to swim now where we chased away the monster in the pond?
Yeah, I think because the people there was never see anyone. Maybe now they're feeling to go.
Maybe somebody try.
Simon, how long is it to Port St. John? How far we have to go?
Still like maybe another 50.
50. Okay. And how many rapids?
Oh man, countless rapids. You've seen
Every
rapid
500 meters is a rapid.
Oscar, how are you feeling in Eastern Cape?
I'm really happy to be here, and I hope we come back one day, man.
Look in front of us, guys.
Hundreds and hundreds of films. Wow. Like smoked 104 grams.
Amazing, guys.
Oscar, he just transformed into this Viking. someone who was very, very scared of animals and crocodiles and everything else that he imagined in the river, to this quite competent paddler who was a great partner. We had a lot of fun, and I think the defining moment was his decision to run the weir. It was a weird point to encounter this man-made thing we'd seen in 100 Ks made of cement. We'd seen lots of homesteads and beautiful huts, but suddenly there was this cement block, quite a metaphor across the river, a sign of man's intrusion into this unique environment. I mean, I was even fucking scared when I saw that weir, and he just was, let's do it, man. And he led the way, and we went down and we made it. So yeah, what a transformation.
Simon, when is your friend coming?
I hope he's coming. Ah, there he is, man. Hey!
brother.
Okay, man. Nice to meet you. Blessings.
Oh, that's so sticky.
This is from my garden.
You like that plant? This is the favorite of so many people.
My favorite is Exodus Cross Caramella, which is the cheese candy. So
how long are you here in this area?
4 years now.
4
but
years.
I've been.
Did you try out that Transcarne road of the river, where it has this very deep lime turp smell?
Like a citrusy.
There also a lot of carrot we smell in the fresh plants.
Yes.
That carrot phenol. But you grow this one.
For me, it's all about the turps.
Yeah, of course, nothing else. It's good you say that, because you know, this our philosophy. But say, no, it must be 28% THC. No, it can be 20 or 15.
It must be satisfying.
As long as it's a really nice product,
that's
you know.
it, exactly.
You want to taste something, no flavor
and how you want to get high also.
Yes, and I want to be uplifted.
Yeah.
You know?
Amazing. We live in Spain. Drink of Wow, look at the light here, guys.
This is Dlamini. Dlamini is the owner of this house. Nice to meet you. This is Dlamini's son. Oh yeah, it's Mr. Zweni, how are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
Mr. Zweni is actually not from this homestead. He's a leader from around the area, and he's come to meet us.
Thank you very much for having us in your beautiful country.
Thank you.
How do you grow? What do you put in the ground?
Yeah, it's a lot of different things.
A lot of different things? These beautiful circles. Carrots. All cheeses.
Yes.
Except for the sunset sherbet. Nice. And, the sunset sherbet and the Exodus. We have the perfect plant.
This guy Dust made a cross already, like a beautiful cross of Sunset Sherbet Exodus. And we just laughed because we were like, Dust, these are the two strains that everyone grows here.
No, it was a coincidence.
No.
It's just two plants that I like a lot, you know, and when we arrived and everybody was saying Sunset Exodus, I'm like, well, good thing we did the cross now.
Do we have a name for it already?
No.
No, eh?
So this is the X3, right?
Yeah.
X3, it's one of the Exodus phenols they picked out. They look super healthy, yeah?
dark there inside.
Beautiful color.
Fish?
Yeah, it's taking the water from this.
It's taking the water from there.
What is this?
It's cool.
You know what this is?
I don't know the name, but we.
It's a papaya tree, no?
Traditional doctors, we hang it anyway, it will grow. Even on the wires, yeah, it will grow and become big, and we use it for.
You eat it?
No, we use it for medicine.
It's an air plant. It grows off air and land.
Yeah. Well,
That's why
lives
we
in
were
symbiosis with the papaya tree in this case now, which is amazing. So, what do you do with the Canis
cannabis plant as a medicine here at St. Gormas?
With cannabis plant, we use it for purging, steaming, and we use it as a revitalizer when people are down. We also use it for spiritual connections with the ancestors, the people who were using it long ago. And in that case, we burn it with impepo. What's the English name for impepo? Sage.
Like sage.
Yes. We burn it for that.
Do you know how long St. Gormas are using cannabis in their rituals?
From great
grandfathers.
Generations and generations.
And is it the most powerful medicine here, or are there more other ones like the San Pedro or other? Because in this garden there's a lot, eh?
I would say because some medicines are used in a few prescriptions.
Yeah.
But with cannabis, we're using it in many other ways. Meanwhile, the other plants or medicines, you use it for 2 or 3 things, something like that, or once. But our strain, we need, remember, we're not a group of people who are ever testing everything, finding it properly, what's in there, this and that. We are worried, especially as traditional doctors, we worried that the cannabinoid and these seeds coming from outside maybe not the same as ours, especially when we take it to the point of the test or research which was done on 16 countries, and it was found that our strength here, our land race, is having something special on it.
Yes, very special.
Yeah.
But the people on the side of the river can only grow landrace. They cannot grow any other seed there because it will not grow. So it would not be a danger for the landrace which is growing in the remote areas where you cannot grow a normal plant.
And wind and work for blood and bladder.
This is Franco's head. So I hope you can bless it. Make sure his spirit is calm. So thank you very much for blessing Franco. You know, he was our brother and best friend and passed away 5 years. We're back in the motherland where his children were born.
Cool.
And the blessing of your community means a lot to us. And thank you for passing on this message to Franco.
Okay guys, so I'm gonna recap. We're gonna meet up in Amsterdam in a couple of weeks when we get the lab results so that we can talk to Professor Joost from GH Medical. And then we're also gonna organize the plants to go to the tissue culture lab so that we can investigate the Exodus cheese that's been inbreeding for 15 years in that area. And maybe we'll also do some work with tissue culture with the landrace that we obtained.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I think we should also collect some more seeds in that area and ask Bonker to go around where the best Exodus was, guys, with those growers around that houses in the township there. Would be great to see, you know?
Yeah, especially in Exodus, for sure.
Yeah.
Who's going to coordinate that? You, Dash?
Yeah, I will contact him now.
Okay.
Good. Great.
Good. So next time we see you in Amsterdam.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Okay, cheers, guys.
Catch you later.
Ciao.
Bye.